Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the heart around. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop.
What's up, everyone? Let me get this out of the way. The Los Angeles Lakers are your 2020 NBA champions, and we're here to celebrate, but I'm not alone, or maybe I am for the moment. You got me here, you got Connor here whenever he pops in, but the LA Lakers and LeBron James are your 2020 NBA champions. Really excited about this. It's well-earned, well-deserved, and you couldn't ask for anything more as a fan of the sport. So I'm gonna bring Connor in now. How you doing, buddy? Number four. Yes, we're from Ohio. Big LeBron stands here. So you got to have the Kings 3 rings down there. But Lakers get number 17, and we're happy. We're excited. It's great, man. It's really great. How you feeling, Connor?
I can't believe it. It's been 4 years. 4 years since we've seen LeBron win a championship. I'm just so happy. I'm
not as like on the edge of my seat or shaky as I was the other night, but I'm happy that
I'm still hyped, especially with that performance. What was the final score?
Final score was
103.
106 to 93.
Yeah. I almost had that score exact. I said 106 to 96.
And like, let's be honest, that score is nowhere near close to what this game felt like.
No. Because at one point they were up 33.
Yep, 33. Like the Lakers came out as a team possessed. Like,
yeah, I mean, right away, LeBron's performance, you knew he was like, it's over tonight. Right away. And then there was the moment I knew it was over, like they were going to hold up that trophy, is when LeBron, or it was inbounded to Alex Caruso, and he brought it up, and he was at the top of the key. And LeBron, you couldn't hear him, but you could just see him like pretty much yelling at Caruso, like, give me the fucking ball.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, LeBron's fucking taking over. Like, he's making sure they get that ring tonight. I just knew it was over at that point.
Yeah, to me, it was over when playoff Rondo showed up. When you get playoff Rondo, yeah. I'm like, oh, yep, this is done.
Honestly, I wouldn't have been mad if Rondo got Finals MVP, but you know, I'm glad LeBron got it. But I wouldn't have been upset if Rondo got it, because, I mean, even though it doesn't always show up in the stat sheet, his impact on all 6 games is insane.
Yes, without a doubt. I'm gonna. Oops, I forgot. I was trying to remove that. I'm gonna share this screen. We got a J.R. Smith little celebration going on. Live screen. You know, JR's got to be shirtless right now. It's just
holy shit.
This is a great feeling, man. LA Lakers are NBA champions, and if anybody tries to put an asterisk by this shit, they need to shut up.
No, because all playoffs, you know, Lakers are getting bounced in the first round by the Blazers. 1-5. Second round, who's going to guard Russell Westbrook and James Harden? 1-5. Nuggets, they've overcome a 3-1 deficit twice. Who's going to guard the Joker? Who's going to guard Jamal Murray? Like the Nuggets are going to the finals, 1-5. And then when they got to the finals, they said the Heat are the better team. Jimmy's going to take over and win his first ring, 1-6.
Yes,
Like
sir.
there's no asterisks. You cannot change the narrative. The Lakers were the better team. This was the hardest season. I don't care what anyone says. This was the hardest playoff run and the hardest finals run of LeBron's career. And that's including all the Warriors matchups.
Yes. Now, you bring up the asterisks, and this is our buddy Nick had this to say. To all the people who were saying LeBron didn't have to go through the Clippers or the Bucks, if they were good enough, they would have gotten there.
Absolutely.
And he's
it doesn't even matter because the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken, had the better record against the Clippers.
I think the Clippers actually had the better record, but I could
be wrong. Either way, the last 2 games they played against the Clippers, they won. The last 2 games they played against the Bucks, they won.
It's just it's great, man. And I know we all talked.
Won against the Clippers and the Bucks back to back. They played the Clippers and then the Bucks and won against them back to back. Like either way, they were going to beat them.
Agreed. I agree 110%.
And they both got bounced in the second round.
Yeah.
Like they were bad teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were built for regular season. But I do want to bring up the point we both had when we didn't get to hear this during the post game, but this and you can see it from our graphic here. This one's for Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. If you're watching, share your thoughts. If you want to come on and celebrate, just let us know. We'll send you the link. It's a celebration. I mean, LeBron got his 4th ring, his 4th Finals MVP. Matt, were you surprised LeBron got the Finals MVP? Because a lot of people were expecting AD to get it.
After the performance AD had in game number 3, I knew the final MVP was LeBron because AD
game 5, right? Or game 5.
Game
15 points,
3,
right?
Game 3, Game 4, and Game 5. He was only getting like 15 points, and LeBron was still putting up 20 plus. So it was, to me, LeBron had almost average a triple double for the entire series.
Yeah,
he had a 40-point triple double last game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, so, and he was shooting 53.
Yeah, he was shooting
mid 55, something like that percent from the field.
It was just this was LeBron's trophy to lose, in regards to the Finals MVP. It's just one of those things. It wasn't going to happen.
Yeah,
I mean his stat line tonight. 28, 14, and 10 on 13 of 20 shooting, and 3 of those missed shots were threes. So,
yeah.
What can you say? The dude's, even at the age of 35, this man is just ridiculous and unnatural and just so gifted.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went well into his 40s. In the league,
he's talked about wanting to play until his son's in the league. So
yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I see him winning trophies in LA for the foreseeable future.
Yeah,
I really believe he'll three-peat over the next 2 years. He'll get 3 in a row.
Yeah, I think they might have to if the Warriors come back as the same old Warriors next year, I think they may have to get one other star. I don't know if they will because I think people have started to figure out the Warriors. And I think
out the Warriors.
I think with their cap situation,
I really don't think Clay is going to be the same shooter. I don't think he's going to be the same player. With Andrew Wiggins, unless they trade him off and somehow get a package deal or something, I don't see the Warriors going over 5 seed.
Yeah,
I really don't.
I think their bench is going to be their weakness. Where in the past few years and those title ones, it was always their strength. You saw once they added KD, that bench was never the same. They were relying on the 4 main players, and that was it.
Yeah. And I mean, let's be honest, the Nets will probably go to the finals next year. It's going to be Lakers and Nets
barring injuries, because
Yeah,
let's
they're
be
both
honest.
injury-prone
Exactly.
players. They're 2 stars. And there's rumors that they might trade for PG. And we know but let's be honest, he's a curse.
Yes.
He got, was it first rounded 4 times
Yep.
with LeBron, facing LeBron 4 times in the first round. He got second rounded with the Clippers with Kawhi. He didn't do anything special with the Thunder. If he goes to the Nets, they'll get second rounded.
Yeah, I'm just so overjoyed right now. Like,
Yeah.
People don't realize how, especially when you're from Cleveland, how I have 4 LeBron James jerseys total. Like, you don't get that. You don't have a player like this come around often.
Yeah, I mean, is there another player that, literally all their fans followed them wherever they went?
I mean, somebody could say Jordan, but I don't know if people followed him to Washington.
I don't think anybody did. With LeBron, I mean, he's still shouting out Akron in LA.
Yep.
And it's just insane. Like, people are going to downplay this win. And like LeBron said, he's demanding his damn respect.
Yeah, he deserves this respect. Hey, and my quote unquote big brother's joining in. This man has actually played basketball with LeBron James, even though
shit,
games.
I got to hear some stories.
And this is at Cleveland and Akron's own University of Akron alumni, current professional basketball player Demetrius Treadwell. What's up, big bro?
What's going on? How y'all doing? What's going on?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Oh, good, man. Brian just won his 4th championship, man. I couldn't be happier right now.
Absolutely.
Like, Tree, I know you and I were talking just the other day about how they needed to win tonight.
Right.
So when it came to their performance, what impressed you the most?
Just their resilience, Danny Green being able to overcome with everything that was going on with him on social media, LeBron James, the naysayers saying that he was the Watch King, Anthony Davis being able to, play through injuries and things like that, and just the rest of the team being able to, being inside of that bubble, being able to play, those are very unique circumstances, and them being able to play through that is it's special, and everybody's talking about it needs to be an asterisk next to this championship, and I don't feel the same way. I feel like this might have been one of the more tougher ones to win. You take how many months did they lose? 3 or 4 months being off, and then being able to come back, and then being able to come back and have the chemistry and the camaraderie that they did to win a championship. Man, that's tough. That's tougher than people think, and people that really play basketball understand that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they lost momentum because they were on an upwards trajectory.
Amazing. They beat the Clippers and I believe the Bucks right before.
Yeah, back to back. And then, everything got shut down. And then they were off for 3 months, only had 2 or 3 weeks of camp before the bubble.
Right.
So it's that's tough on any professional athlete to, take all that time off right when you're on an upwards trajectory and have all that momentum, and then it just stops. And then you don't have all that time to, get back in the rhythm, and you're just right back in it. So, I mean, I agree with the people saying this is the toughest championship he's won. Even including the 2016 championship. I believe this is the toughest one. I
think this actually might be the second toughest one, but 2016 is in my opinion, the toughest one. Overcoming 3-1 against the team he played, I think that was a tougher one.
Yeah.
Well, no, Tree, to me, I think the big thing about tonight was playoff Rondo showed up. That was really big. When you 20 off the bench, basically,
Rondo's always been incredible. I haven't always been honestly the biggest Rondo fan, but putting a brilliant mind like that with LeBron and the brilliant mind that he is, the floor general that he is, like he's the veteran savvy and everything that he brings to the table is incredible. And especially tonight, he brought some scoring to the table, scoring over 20 points. That doesn't happen too often. So I mean, he was just playoff Rondo is definitely real. That's a real thing for sure.
I gotta stop and wonder how many players have a championship ring with the two biggest rivals in NBA history of the Celtics and the Lakers.
Wow, he's the only one, right?
He's got to be at this
They
point.
said he's the only one. I believe they said that on during one of the games. They said he was the only one.
It's insane to me how people want to belittle him. And I know you've gotten to meet LeBron a few times, being an Akron or University of Akron player. You got to have open gyms with him and play with him and some of his guys like Rome and Lil Drew. So, what was it like seeing? I know you've told me before that he plays the same way no matter where he's playing.
Yeah, he plays the same way y'all see him playing on TV and getting on guys about not making shots and him making the right play and passing to open guys and things like that. He does the same thing at open gym. The same thing when he practiced with us for like a week and a half in Akron during the lockout. And with 2012, I believe that was maybe. I think it was in 2012. He came to practice for like a week or two. And he literally plays the same way. But the thing with him is like the energy that he brings, like the energy that he brought to our practices playing with us for 2 weeks was crazy. It's just like something that I've never ever been a part of in my life, and something that I've never seen. LeBron was just crazy. Like how everybody just picked up the whole energy of everything. I mean, it was not like a dull moment the whole 2 weeks in practice with him playing, with him being vocal, with him being able to say, like, to guys on the team, like, calling them on a first-name basis, like, during the practice and stuff, like, Trey, good rebound, or good shot, Drake Kretzer, or you know what I'm saying? Just things like that. I think it just felt it was such a big deal to, like, the guys that on the team, and as me as well. Like, it was a good feeling. He brought the whole energy up with everything. He's one of a kind, man, for sure.
You ever get a lob from him?
No, but he actually caught a lob on me. He actually caught a lob on me, and everybody know I can jump pretty good. So if somebody can catch a lob on me and dunk it, man, they're a little different. That's a different breed right there.
Well, I know in all of our years we've talked a lot about LeBron, but I want to talk about AD because I know you've been one of the biggest AD fans that I've known.
For sure, because he's special, man. Like, I grew up kind of idolizing Kevin Garnett. And he's not necessarily the same as Kevin Garnett. I would say he's more like maybe a 2.0 version without all the antics and the attitude per se. But I've always loved AD, just his skill set. He's one of a kind. His skill set, his length, his touch, his awareness, the effect that he has on defense is just different. It's something that we haven't seen in basketball, like a two-way player like him. Like the way he guards the pick and roll, he's like a one-man like pick and roll stopper. He can guard the ball handler and the roller or the popper at the same time, which I haven't seen too much in basketball. And combine that with the other side of the ball, with him on offense, with him being able to put the ball on the floor, him being able to shoot, him being able to play pick and roll. He's a threat we haven't seen. He's amazing, man. He's amazing for sure.
Nick Mulbach says, "Tree."
Oh, chill, Nick. I said, what's up? What's going on?
He can hear you, man.
We also got to talk about Dwight Howard. Everybody counted him out. They said his career was over. He got his second tenure with the Lakers, and he was on a like a limited contract. Basically paid like play to pay. Like if you played, you got paid. Right. And he was willing to give up money in that second round with the Rockets. He was out that whole entire series. He didn't play because they were playing small ball. Right. He was willing to give up that money. He knew what he had to do to win a championship, to help the team win a championship. He played his role, and it's insane seeing him come back from everything in and have like a great season.
Right.
Like he was insane.
Right. The resurgence of Dwight Howard this year was incredible, and all hat should be taken off to him being able to kind of reinvent himself and
Yeah.
reshape his image a little bit, because people were saying like he was a bad locker room guy, and for him to come in this year and make the ultimate sacrifice, well, first of all, signing that non-guaranteed contract was big, where he probably could have signed somewhere else and could have been playing somewhere else that might have been not as competitive as the Lakers. But him being a veteran that he is and the guy that he is, being able to go and sign a non-guaranteed contract, having the faith within himself, first of all, is big. And, it ended up paying off big for the Lakers, because not only did he bring that veteran savvy, he brought a lot of energy, I feel like, off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
He brought a presence that they wouldn't have had without him, as far as being a guy in the middle that was, I believe, a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year in his past. He brought a lot. He brought a lot, honestly.
Yeah, he disrupted pretty much everybody's offense besides the Rockets when he didn't play, but everybody else, he disrupted their offenses, like,
because
straight up.
I mean, how many teams in the NBA have the luxury of having a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year coming off the bench?
Yeah.
Not many. And to win Defensive Player of the Year, not only does it take ability, it takes a mind. He might not have the same ability, but he has a mind that's as good as it was back then, but it's probably greater now. So he's great. He was great coming off the bench. And even when he was starting for a little bit against Denver and things like that, he proved his value with the rebounding and being able to guard Jokic one-on-one and things like that. Like he definitely made his presence felt his time with the Lakers, for sure. He was definitely a piece that they needed to win a championship.
Yeah, that's without a doubt. And I know it's weird being as we talked about, being from Cleveland, having to bring myself to root for Dwight Howard. It's a weird feeling, because like I'm sitting here, I'm like, I'm cheering Dwight Howard, the guy who possibly kept us from getting a ring back in the day. But hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah, Dwight Howard kept us from that one year. What was it?
The Kobe.
09?
Yeah.
Was it 09? He stopped us from that LeBron-Kobe dream matchup that we always had, man. I kind of hated Dwight a little bit for that. I always respected him, but I was kind of salty at him a little bit for that, man, because I always wanted to see Kobe and LeBron match up in the finals, and that probably was the year that it should have happened.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's just crazy to me. Like it's and you know how big of a LeBron fan I am. Like it's at this point, I want your opinion. Do you think he's the GOAT now?
He solidified himself as the GOAT for me in 2016 when he won that.
Yeah, I agree the same.
Like everything now is just building on his legacy. I've always felt like, probably since I seen him in 2013, I felt like he was the best player I ever seen. But now his resume is just like, it's starting to become to the point where it's just like it probably will never be matched. I mean, literally every night that he steps on the floor, he's breaking a new record, or they're saying he's the first time to do this, or second to do this, or we haven't seen this since 1960 or 70 when Bird. I mean, when it was only like 11 teams in the league when like Bill Russell and Wilt was playing, like when records was a little bit more easily obtained because the record books were so fresh. But him to being able to, the longevity and the mindset to just continue to just be great day in and day out and not be complacent and continue to push yourself. Hats off to him, man. It's not too many people that can do that, man, for 17 years in a row and still be hungry. Like he's hungry. Like he still feels like he has something to prove, and to be out there playing as hard as he does, man. To still be out there in his 17th season finishing, should have been first MVP, but he finished second in 17 season. That's crazy. Like, I mean, hats off to him, man. I mean, I'm at a loss for words for the stuff I've been seeing with him from 17 years.
I got to bring up a fun fact that's just been brought up on Twitter. JaVale McGee now has as many championship rings as Larry Bird.
Yeah. Oh, he does have. He has two with the Warriors, doesn't he? Wow. Well, we can't put that in the same company. But,
No, hey, your boy Dion finally got a ring.
yeah, we're gonna count that one.
Dion and J.R. Smith both have more rings than Charles Barkley.
Wow, that's crazy.
Hey, JR's got 2 of those motherfuckers.
J.R. Smith might be out the league after this series, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Hell, at least he got to play in the finals. Dion didn't see the floor for shit.
Yeah, I might have rather seen Dion out there.
Oh God, there's some live pictures of Los Angeles. There's something I'm gonna share it real quick. There's someone literally in a bubble running around the city celebrating.
You see my face though? I'm looking at it like that's
I'll be honest. There'd be crazier shit if it was still in Cleveland.
Oh, without a doubt.
for sure.
Tree's ass would probably be downtown right now if it was in Cleveland.
Oh, I think everybody in Ohio would be in Cleveland.
I was down there in 2016.
I know you were.
I never saw a city more electric than that. I had the luxury of being able to be home then, so that was cool.
Oh, don't worry. When you go to Columbus, you'll be down there for when we celebrate state championship.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to stay through that weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, go ahead.
So should we break down the whole playoffs? I mean, starting with the Blazers, because I mean everybody said the Lakers were going to be bounced in the first round.
Yeah, people are. I think they got caught up in the moment with how hot those Trailblazers were coming into that. Tree, what do you think?
Man, you want my honest opinion? Everybody wanted to see the Lakers go down. They were looking for any team. They said the same thing about every team everywhere. Oh, we should watch Damian Lillard. He's been killing. He's been doing this, and they beat them in 5. We should watch James Harden. Oh, Russell Westbrook's coming back for this series. We should just – they did it every series. Oh, they're up 3-1 against Denver. Denver came back 3-1 versus this team, and then they still beat everybody. Like, I mean, they literally wanted the Lakers to win, and it was just good for the ratings, first of all. Like, that was the only way that I feel like they can get ratings, and then second of all, it was just like – I feel like a lot of LeBron haters, man. They don't want to see him. They don't want to see him be the GOAT. They hate it. They hate that there's somebody that's better than Michael Jordan. But I mean, we're looking at him, and he's from our own Northeast Ohio, and that just that makes us even more proud.
And there's really no end in sight. I mean, there's been really no decline,
right,
in his performance, in his drive, in his strength. Last season was his first injury. I mean, he's never missed a playoff game. Do you think this playoff run, this championship, will convert LeBron haters?
I don't. I mean, after everybody watched The Last Dance over the quarantine, I don't think that it will convert it. I think it's going to take something special. I'm not
like
sure exactly. I'm not as sure exactly what type of run or whatever he might have to do here within the next few years for them to convert those type of people over. But it's going to take something very, 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 very special. Especially The Last Dance might have been one of the worst things that happened to LeBron James. Like during the quarantine where everybody was able to sit there and just watch that. What was it? 5 episodes of just
8 episodes. 8 episodes.
8 episodes, just straight, just Michael Jordan, just greatness, and everybody sitting in the house and had nothing to do, so they watching that because that's the only thing to watch. I felt like that was one of the worst things that actually happened to him. So, I mean, at this point, it might take something like extremely spectacular. He might have to win like 3 championships in a row.
Well, he has two more years with the Lakers, and I don't see AD going anywhere. I think they'll try to lock him down for as many as they can possibly
I expect him to go ahead and sign that lifetime contract with the Lakers here soon.
Yeah. I honestly see the Lakers doing a three-peat. I see LeBron and AD going back to back to back.
Wow, that's bold. That's a bold prediction right there. That's a hot take.
I see it happening.
How do you see
I don't
that
think
happening?
after this one they're gonna relax. I think, especially I think they have like a great coaching staff. I think they're gonna run it back 3 years in a row.
I mean, I think they might have back-to-back in them. Three-peat might be kind of tough. First of all, just all the player options and, like, guys that are underpaid on the team. So, like, that salary cap is going to start to come into play.
And coronavirus is going to come in effect because the salary cap's going to end up going down with all the revenue loss.
Mm-hmm.
But I think after winning a championship, I mean, I think a lot of players are going to kind of sacrifice some money just to be on a championship caliber team.
I would hope so, but they got a lot of guys with player options.
Yeah,
on their teams. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure. Y'all can look it up and find the exact.
AD has the player option.
I think everybody else is at least here for next year. Dwight is a free agent.
It's a lot of free agents next year, man. Look, I think damn near the whole team.
I think Dwight will sign a contract. I think they'll be stupid if they don't, at least for like a veterans minimum. But
will Dwight Howard after what he proved he's worth, will he take a veterans minimum?
Yeah, it's a good point. But is he going to find anything better?
I was just about to say, is there any team that's going to really?
I believe he can. He proved he a winner, and I would look like.
But the Lakers gave him, minutes.
Yeah, they did, but that not necessarily is not always what's important to players. Like a guy like Dwight Howard that might be on his way out, he might want a little bit more money. He won his ring now. He won that ring that he's been chasing. Now he might get a little greedy, and I can see a team like, honestly, with a team like the Warriors that had a type of structure that they have in place for him to, you know what I'm saying, him possibly that's a sleeper pick for him to go get picked up by them.
That's true.
Here, you wanted to know who has player options. AD, KCP, and Rondo are the only players who have player options. The only other free agents are Markieff Morris, Dwight Howard, and Jared Dudley.
I got my boy Cody House coming on.
Hey, what's good?
I know he's super stoked because not only did the Lakers and LeBron get championship number 4,
yes, sir,
17 for the Lakers, but Brown came up 4-1.
The Browns definitely won today.
Feels good. I'll tell you that. It feels better than any Lakers championship will ever make me feel. I'll tell you that. Your boy is living today. It's a good day.
I had to change shirts. I had to pop out the yellow LeBron jersey.
I respect it, man. You got to rep the GOAT, man. I'm glad to see Bron get his 4th. I was a little worried they would hose him on the MVP, and then people would use that against him. But luckily, it went to the correct man. He deserves it. Numbers were stupid in this final.
Yeah, and Connor and I talked about that early on. I knew AD wasn't getting in after the third game. His performance in the third game, it was like, nah.
There was no way.
I feel it, man. Yeah, man. I just didn't want anybody to be able to use that against him for his legacy, honestly, because you know they would if he didn't get it. But
yeah, they'll find anything still.
Oh, for sure. Just like that shot, like the right play was Danny Green. Danny Green hit big shots and big moments in the finals before.
Against LeBron, too.
That's what I'm saying. Like, no one knows that better than LeBron James. Like,
only LeBron would get talked about for passing that shot. Nobody else in the history of basketball would have got criticized for that. Only LeBron. Only LeBron.
And on that play, not to dwell on things from not tonight and not winning the championship, but on that play, it was clearly designed because you knew they were going to double team LeBron. They're not going to let Bron get that shot off in the paint. That's just not how that's going to go. Danny Green wide open. I would take that 10 times out of 10 in that situation, but just didn't fall.
And that play got talked about more than Kawhi load managing throughout the season.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, come on.
You know, Bron tells to a different standard, man. That's just the name of the game. That's just what it is.
And when you think about it, everybody said, Kawhi is the new best player in the league because he took the Raptors and beat the Warriors. And when you look at it, Klay was out, KD was out. I mean, could he have won with them in? It's possible.
So
look at not possible.
Not possible.
No.
But look at the Raptors this year without Kawhi, second seed, and
he would have had a better chance at a title with the Raptors this year. Genuinely, that's a squad.
Yeah.
If they had Kawhi, they very well probably would have been.
They might have been the team the Lakers were playing.
Honestly,
No, for sure.
Kawhi getting
would've.
second rounded this year didn't get talked about nearly as much as LeBron making it to finals. It's the easiest playoff run, finals run. He's going to get bounced in first round, second round, third round. He's losing the finals.
Right.
But Kawhi, it's just PG. It's just
because LeBron,
the Nuggets were the better team.
LeBron sells. The rest of those guys, they're not the face of the NBA. They too
100%.
quiet, or they not big enough of a name for the media and everything to continue to talk about day in and day out like he is. So they weren't big enough. They weren't the big enough story for them to continue to push that. That's why they talk about every series. Or LeBron playing Damian Lillard this, and he's playing James Harden this, and Denver come back from 3-1 every series, and then they lose them in 5, and then this series, he playing Pat Riley. They just got to make up some narrative every series. You know what I'm saying? To just carry it. It's crazy.
And I mean, if you have Paul George and Lou Will, you should be able to take them to the finals. Look at what LeBron did in his last year with the Cavs. He had Kevin Love and Deron Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He took them to the finals.
Y'all got to stop comparing everybody to LeBron.
Yep.
That's his most impressive year, in my opinion. I don't think that you'll see a more impressive playoff run from one human. I still think that game 1 against the Warriors when he went 50, 11, and 11, was it 50, 10, and 10? It was a triple-double with 50 points, but that man laid it all on the court. And, that was his most impressive achievement of his career, in my opinion. Not to sidetrack it. I know y'all were talking about who's going to be on the Lakers next year and all this when I came in.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh, yeah. We're just talking anything Lakers at this point.
Oh, yeah, man.
You got to love, though, and I know Tree will appreciate this because I know Tree used to do the same thing when he won. You used to go see your mom and your family right after you won, the MAC championship and things like that.
Yeah, because they the reason I'm here. And they made the biggest sacrifices pretty much for me to be in the position that I'm in. So I always wanted to hug them and thank them for, first of all, just bringing me in the real. Thanks for bringing my daddy and my mother here. She even bring me here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And just thank you for being my support system, being here through my ups and downs and everything that I've been through. You know what I mean? So it always meant a lot to me to go hug them. Because they were part of the grind too. I wouldn't be there without them.
Well, the first thing LeBron did was FaceTime his mom.
Of course.
We got someone in the chat, Velvet Revolver. Lakers need Gordon Hayward next year. We'll give you him for LeBron's autograph.
Giving him away. There it is.
I mean, with that cut, he's not worth that contract, so I can understand why.
He definitely looks like somebody from Peaky Blinders for real, so I can understand why he did that move. But
I mean, seeing how Gordon Hayward came back, because he tore his – no, he broke his leg.
Yeah, random facts. I was at that game and watched that happen, and that was very crazy to see in person. I'm not going to lie to you. That was a very jarring moment.
Yeah. I remember watching that on TV, and
that was the shortest-lived era of the super team Cavs of Derrick Rose, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, all on the same squad.
By the way, it is official.
Yep.
Rajon Rondo is, in fact,
I
thought
so.
That's got to be such a weird fact that he has one for the Celtics and the Lakers, man. That's crazy. Yeah. Especially because he won his one on the Celtics against the Lakers. That's just such an interesting fact.
Wow, he did do that.
How pissed is Paul Pierce? I mean, you got
I'm not doing.
Yeah,
I'm not
Ray
giving
Allen
Paul Pierce
winning
none
a
of my
ring.
energy right now. Paul
Yeah,
Pierce
Ray
is none of my
Rondo.
energy.
Rondo, man. He's just different in the playoffs, man.
Yeah.
Did he miss
Like
a shot? Honestly, not that it was like some close contested game or anything, but I
I
think,
think it was 8 and 9.
Was he
Something
8
like
and 9? Okay,
I'm checking.
that's crazy, man.
All right,
Um,
guys, I gotta go. But can we get one moment of silence for Dak Prescott before I get off?
Oh,
here?
yeah.
Man, that was crazy today.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. Thank you for coming on, Trey. We're going to get you for your interview soon. I promise.
Already, y'all be easy, man.
Good meeting you, man.
Alrighty.
Peace.
Nice to meet you, fam.
But yeah.
So
Rajon
Rondo was
Rondo, I
8
mean-
of 11 shooting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think there was one point where he was 8 and 9 though, because I low-key remember seeing that. Now
Well,
that I'm
Celtics only won because we had Doc for a coach. Yeah, because Doc is one of the greatest coaches of all time. I got to drop out for a second to close my door, but
yeah.
But yeah, I was saying earlier, Rondo's impact on the game isn't always represented in the stat sheets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he shot great tonight. You know, his passing was great.
Right.
But you know what he brings to the floor, his experience,
Yeah.
his IQ.
Bro,
I
I
mean,
think,
it's up there with LeBron's.
oh yeah, for sure. He can change a game without scoring, which is his most impressive feat, truthfully. But I think it was last game, his first field goal was with 2 minutes left. He came off a pick and roll and got a layup over Bam Adebayo. And for someone to be in a game in that situation where that game was that intense, that felt like a game 7. This game felt like a foregone conclusion pretty much immediately. But that last game, I was actually extremely happy to be watching because that felt like a moment.
and while Tree may no longer be with us on the stream, he's still with us here because this is, like I said, Tree's like my older brother. This
Hell
is
yeah.
the jersey he gave me from when he won his championship over in Israel. So
Oh, that's lit, man. Hell yeah. That's what's up, man. I was about to say, he seemed like cool people. Nice to be on here with him. Tell you that.
So next season, what do we want to see from the Lakers? Who do we want to see them? Do we want to see them get a third star? If so, who?
I think third star, you have to give up whatever draft pick you have and Kyle Kuzma, along with and like I pulled up their contract situation. There's not a lot of, you might have to do Kuzma, Danny Green, and a pick just to get a decent.
I think you can live with that depending on who it is. If it's somebody worthwhile, you're gonna eat good with Bron and AD. That's really all you need at the end of the day.
They still have Avery Bradley on the books next year.
That was the person I was going to bring up, man. When he opted out, I thought that was a big blow to them.
Everybody thought
Bradley,
Lakers were done.
Elite perimeter defender. Like that's going to be, in a regular world, he probably would have been on Jimmy Buckets the whole series.
Yeah.
Even given the size difference, like he probably would have done that just to give Bron a breather. But still worked out for him. I'll tell you that. They didn't need him in the end.
Yeah. I will say this. I think you need to bring back Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Jared Dudley's probably going to retire. Let's be honest. He's like, I finally got my ring. I don't even play deuces.
Jared Dudley. He's actually going to go be that guy at the Y that he looks like now. So
yeah. You got to try to bring back Markieff Morris because he showed up big for you. And I think
he laid down some big some bombs from the
shots throughout the series. Yeah. But I think Rondo opts in. That's just who Rondo is. Rondo, and I think this is why Dwight will only re-sign with the Lakers. Personally, I know True was on Dwight's probably going to try to go get his money because he got his chip now. But I think Dwight cares more about getting rings now than the money, and that's why he took that non-guaranteed deal to begin with. But I think Rondo opts in. Sure, he's only going to be making $2 million, but it's a chance at a ring.
I was about to say, you wake up on a roster with LeBron James, you're going to be playing in the finals 9 times out of 10, man. Unless he gets hurt, that's what you're.
We got to be honest. AD is staying with the Lakers.
Yes,
and it's proven chemistry between
him
AD and Rondo.
Yeah,
They
Yep.
played for what?
New
3
Orleans.
Was it
I think it was 1 or 2. It wasn't 3.
Yeah, I was about to say they had that good playoff run when it was Boogie with them too, and with the Pelicans. Like
It was 2 seasons. Yeah. So they have a proven chemistry. So I don't see either of them going. I really don't see Dwight Howard going because Lakers gave him a chance, gave him minutes, proved his worth. I think they'll give him some money. It's not going to be a huge contract, but I think he's going to be willing to take it just because, they proved that I'll take a chance on you. I also think they need to keep Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso's under contract for at least another year, so they're fine there.
I mean, even like
definitely a big impact player for them, man.
they shouldn't trade him.
He's their Matthew Dellavedova.
Yeah,
But he's actually good. Like
yeah.
Like,
He's a
he's a-
defensive nightmare. Like,
Delly was good back when LeBron was in town. Just got to bring that.
yeah.
But
he
here,
was
Connor,
all right, but like
I don't think he's Caruso personally. I'm gonna be honest with you.
well, here I got this for you guys. I know Connor's definitely going to appreciate this.
Okay.
Oh, wait, let me actually stop this to make sure I have my audio shared, because that's the important thing. Audio being shared.
Like I'm half drunk right now. All the champagne, so I don't know how to act. Like I'm half drunk right now. From all the champagne, I don't know how to act.
Oh, good. That's got to be a weird vibe being in the bubble, man. That just had to be a weird playoff atmosphere in the first place, and then to celebrate it, like it's got to still be bizarre. I feel like.
yeah.
Oh,
it's got to be
shit.
great.
Oh
No-
shit! Shannon Sharp has released his reaction to the Lakers champ or Lakers shit. Let's see how this goes.
Guys, I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to celebrate. We won the championship. I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to be a part of a celebration. Now, I'm not going to go tear up the city, but I'm going to have me a good time that night. I am crazy. Let me put my seatbelt on. I got to put my seatbelt on, guys. I got to put my seatbelt on. I got so excited. I have a seatbelt on.
I'm dead.
Yes! World champ, baby!
Shout out Shannon, man.
Got
Yeah,
on my Lakers gear. LeBron James, four-time final MVP. AD brought it home. Rondo, KCP played unbelievable tonight. Complete team victory. Hey, I thought LeBron was coming to Hollywood to retire. He was going to be Michael B. Jordan. Go James, and where is that, baby? We out.
I'm
Yeah,
dead.
you gotta love that.
That's someone else we gotta mention. KCP.
Yeah, KCP showing up big.
Yeah, KCP was balling, man. Honestly, if that play for Danny Green goes to KCP, depending on if he's about that action or not, he was hitting all night the other night. That series might have ended in 5.
I mean, all finals, he was shooting really well. And that's a player I was like, oh my god! Like when him and Danny Green were on the court together, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
why are you doing this?
But man, went from playing with that ankle monitor to get in the ring, man. Good for him, for real, man.
I ain't going front. Part of the reason I'm upset that the Lakers didn't win the other night is because and Cody, I know you're probably a bigger shoe guy than Connor, but
I would imagine so. I don't think Connor would doubt that.
I wouldn't argue that.
but they always do those player championship packs if you're a Nike player, and I'm sitting there like,
Right.
oh, I'd kill to have those all gold Kobe's that AD was wearing. My God.
Yeah, for real though, I feel you. That's a tough one. They definitely planned on winning that when they put those Mama jerseys on.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they were ready for Jimmy Buckets to come that correct. Or Duncan Robinson, honestly. Duncan Robinson was shooting out his head that game. Man,
Yeah,
that
he
kid
was.
just was hitting at a dangerous clip. So, yeah, man. I think that Heat team deserves some props, though, not to take away from John's legacy
They-
of Lakers.
They
man.
definitely do because they were a 5 seed.
Right.
They weren't expected to go to the finals.
Right. They just got a solid team all around, man. Like top to bottom, the roster's solid. The only thing they lack really is they had to try and lean on Tyler Hero to be the second hey, we need a bucket, just go make it happen guy, which they could probably use somebody a little more seasoned there. Obviously, him only being 20, but yeah, man, I just got to give a shout out to Jimmy Buckets, man. Jimmy G Buckets, man.
Connor,
He
you
didn't
want to
have
know why
to
I'm
work today, but that man was putting the squad on his spine that last game. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
he was.
Connor, you want to know why I'm really upset? It's 11 o'clock here, but it's 8 p.m. in L.A., so they get all night to party right now.
East Coast struggle on that front, but
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
it's
Totally
it's
East Coast
bummer.
struggle.
But I'm gonna be feeling it tomorrow. I'm still gonna be so hyped.
no, yeah.
So, as I admitted to Connor, I am buying them, but Connor accepted my reasoning as to why. I will be buying a LeBron Miami jersey.
Okay.
But I also got to get my LeBron 23 Lakers jersey because I being the LeBron fan I am, I want to frame his jerseys from each championship. So like I'm also getting the rings to go with it. I already have the Cavs ring.
Shit, okay. I see you out here. That's dope.
I lost it, so I just got my I just ordered my replacement the other day, which should be here in a few weeks.
Yeah,
But,
when I get paid again, I'll be getting a LeBron Lakers jersey.
There you go.
I'm gonna try to find the Mama jersey.
I don't think they sold.
If they ever do, they have those out. Like I'm
I
sure
don't
those.
think so.
I think you can
They need
get
a-
it at the Lakers
Man,
website.
They put those out, man. People would be wet for them.
Definitely.
Man, DK Metcalf could have just sealed my fantasy game low key, but he dropped it in the front of the end zone. God damn it. Sorry, I'm talking about some random shit. Apologize.
Oh,
I
you
got
cool, bro.
the.
No one can take that away from you. Trust me, I get that. My fantasy fate was sealed much earlier today.
Hell yeah. Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear, brother. You deserve better from the squad. That happens.
I'm pretty solidified in predicting LeBron and the Lakers take the next 2 championships. Yeah.
I don't think you see Bron slow down
Yeah. So
anytime soon. I'm gonna be completely upfront about that. I don't think that man for people to try and say that after last year. I get because there was an injury involved.
right.
That obviously is a X factor that we can't predict. You know, that's something that might happen. Obviously, Lord willing, it will not. The man deserves to keep his career the same way it's been going. But him only being 35 and having the accolades he does is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think he's going to slow down. The man could play till he's 42. Like he
It
could
would
have
take a
20 years left. You know what I mean? Like
a career-ending injury and a meteoric decline in
Right.
performance.
Right.
I don't
It's just
personally
unheard of.
either of those things, man.
So Connor, I'm
Especially-
gonna burst your bubble a little bit right here. The only way you can get the Mama jersey is like a knockoff one.
There you go.
I mean, I'd still buy it.
I know you
gotta
would.
at
It's-
some point,
I
man.
will say this: it's half the price. It's 55 compared to 110.
There you go. Yeah, save a few doubloons there, no doubt, no doubt.
I'd still do it. Anything to rep LeBron and
Yeah.
the Mamba.
Yeah, man. As somebody who just watches basketball now without like a concrete favorite team, I remember I was hyped for this finals matchup because 2 players, obviously LeBron, one of the greatest players.
Yeah. You're a big Jimmy Buckets.
His greatness, but Jimmy G Buckets has been my boy. The
Yeah.
last team that I really rode with was the Chicago Bulls, and that was when Jimmy G Buckets was on there right after they got rid of D-Rose and stuff.
I hate Jimmy Buckets, so
Man, got to put some respect on Jimmy at worst.
After this finals, you gotta put respect on his name.
no, I'm never not going to put respect on his name.
Oh, I know that. I was just saying that. But I don't blame you for not liking him, man. That man, you got to understand, Jimmy G Buckets. I've watched that man's career go, and this man Tibbs put him on LeBron in the playoffs for 48 minutes straight. So I knew when he was leaning
busted
over.
a game winner on his ass. I remember
He
that.
did.
Like
I
it was
watched that
yesterday.
game, and I was very hurt by that. I remember. I was very sick about that. But it's LeBron James, man. That's greatness. You can't check greatness, man. You can only hope he misses. That's what it is. But
I
honestly,
really believe this championship just solidifies LeBron as the GOAT.
I'm with Tree. 2016 solidified it for me, but this only further backs up my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no discussion anymore. I mean, 2016 definitely solidified it, but I mean, there were still doubters. I just think it's idiotic if there's still doubters.
I still think the most impressive thing to his legacy is the 10 straight finals. That's just that's unreal. And to know that it's with different franchises too, that's the actual insane part. Like he left and made a team that good, went to the finals, then came back to Cleveland, and obviously they had a much better team than when he was there the first time with Kyrie and Kevin Love and everything like that. But like the last squad, he just willed them to the finals. Like that was all LeBron at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who could argue his second best option in that playoffs was Jeff Green?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's unreal. Like
Yeah.
there was a finals where the second best player in the finals with him was Timofey Mozgov.
No, it was Delhi. That was Delhi. That was when Delhi was averaging
number
19 a
two
game.
and number 3 was
JR and Amon. Because remember, Timothy went out.
Oh yeah, that's right. But that's insane. Like he dragged a bunch of like role players to the finals 4 years in a row on the Cavs.
I mean, it's the same thing with the 07 squad when like you look at that starting lineup and you're like,
who?
How? How did you do that? Like, how
it's
did
like
you
the Snoop Who meme.
Yeah, like literally. Right.
That's
Look at that starting lineup, and you're just like, who?
Like my man was in there and he looked over at someone who was open and he was like, "That is Ira Newble. Should I pass him the ball? Probably not." like, you know what I mean? Like that's just insane, man. LeBron James, man. It's an honor to watch the man do his thing.
This is why people piss me off because like, oh, he's only 4 of 11 now.
But like, the fact that getting there that many times is insane.
Here's my thing. Name me one other player that pulled a team that had no reason being there in 2007. They literally had no reason being there. Detroit was the favorite. We somehow got past them just based on the fact that this dude scored 23 points in that final game.
He's 4 of 10 now.
4 of 10.
But the only player I think you can even argue has done anything close to that is Allen Iverson with that Sixers team. And I still think that's less impressive than LeBron doing it that year.
And see, that's my point. Because you're sitting here, it's like, well, I don't see any other player doing this. Like, okay, the Dallas one, that's the one legitimate loss I can give you.
Yeah.
That Spurs one, the Spurs and the Heat were the best 2 teams in the league. You knew, like, it's Tim Duncan being Tim Duncan, one of the best upcoming small forwards at the time, and that's just the pop system. You knew that something was going to happen. But then you have to go against the monster that became gold games, or excuse me, 4 times, and one of them you don't have your 2 best players, and you still take them to fucking 6.
Yeah.
And then you add a 4th All-Star.
Yeah. And then you had a 4th All-Star.
And then when you do beat him, they go get Kevin Durant, the second best player on earth behind you. Like, you can't do much about that, man. That's just
when people try to be like, "Oh, he's only this," just like I don't like. Chris and I were actually about to get into it after Real Talk because I called LeBron the GOAT, and he's like, "I was thinking about joining that post game until you said that." I'm like, "What you mean, boy? I still think that other guy who wore 23 in Chicago is the GOAT." I'm like, and you can think that you're wrong because that other guy never had to go through the same circumstances as this guy. But
what
I would say on that front
after
you want to go do your thing, but
sorry, what's the Bulls record after MJ retired twice?
I have no idea. I know.
Well, I know that after they lost
still a playoff team.
The last team, they were horrible because they gutted the squad. They let that be known that this was the last. That was it.
But
like
that first time he retired, the Bulls were still a 55-win team.
Yeah, they were still
55-27.
Still had a squad.
Like when LeBron leaves a team, he went to 30-something games.
Yeah.
He leaves the Cavs, they became 20 game win teams. That's it.
A sub 30% win.
Right.
So I mean, I think that proves what LeBron did with the team. LeBron made it better.
LeBron
When
makes
LeBron's not on a
any
team,
team better.
it's worse.
Right.
You look at the Lakers last year when they were out.
He was only out for 20 games, and they were gaining momentum. I think they were like 5 seed, and then he got injured, and then they're out of the playoff run.
Yeah,
only 20 games he was out, and they missed the playoffs. So I mean, it just proves that, and I think that only solidifies his GOAT status is because he's always the best player on the court.
No, I get that. I think the one thing, and you mentioned that Dallas finals, the one big argument you can make at this point is that Jordan doesn't have a moment like that. And that's unfortunate for LeBron because it's not even a moment of someone checking him. He just beat himself in that moment. And he's bounced back from that. I'm not going to hold that against him. No one should. But that is like a serious blemish. He was in the finals and just kind of shut down in a huge moment. And like obviously a big part of that was that he was getting so much vitriol and he tried to lean into it, and that's just not who LeBron is. But, Jordan doesn't really have a moment like that. Like if he was in the finals, he was just shitting on whoever was across from him. Didn't matter the moment. You know what I mean?
So here, last year without LeBron, the Lakers were 7-15. 7-15 without LeBron.
Right.
With LeBron, they were 28-27. Just improvement.
Yeah, right. Just a little better.
Player.
That's one of the most interesting things about his trajectory too in his career is like he was with the Cavs for so long at first, and they couldn't put a team around him because he was so good. Like they could have been willing to make trades. Obviously, Lord knows, I'm sure if they would go back, they'd love to trade J.J. Hickson for Amari Stoudemire and see how that shakes out. But like him going to the Heat, they had a ready-made team to go with him. When he came back to the Cavs, they had a ready-made team to go with him. But like if you put him on a bad team, he's going to carry you. That like the draft just won't be an option because he's going to make you too good to do anything with a pick. It won't matter what pick you have unless it's from another team that's horrible. It's not going to matter because LeBron's going to make you too good. So you almost have to finesse in other ways. I don't think there's too many players that you can put on a horrible team and he'll immediately make them too good to add another player through the draft in the future. Like that's just not how most things work. But LeBron is that good, Like,
no, I agree, and it's weird just to think how people try to belittle this man because they can't accept how great he really is.
Yeah, I mean that's just I think a big part of it is that Jordan came up and there's no social media. His legacy is set in stone. You look at him and he's Michael Jordan. He's the GOAT. Ron comes up. There is social media. People are going to see you loving this dude because he's great, and they're going to be like, fuck this dude. You know what I mean? Let me throw dirt on him. Any mistake he makes, I'm going to highlight it. A lot of it was like, obviously rest in peace. Glad they got this one for Kobe, but like Kobe fans try and be like, yeah, Kobe's better. You know what I mean? And like now they're kind of conceding that, but.
At least Kobe fans are conceding it, and granted, you see right here, like I pointed out, yes, we have the Kobe seal here. We know this is for Kobe.
Hell yeah, man.
We got number 17 there, but we're LeBron fans, and that's why we got those other 3 rings right now.
Hell yeah, it's about LeBron James, one of the greatest players to ever do it, man.
The greatest player to ever do it.
Yeah, I would agree, brother. I'll tell you that.
But let's be honest. We all know he's rushing home to beat Bronny's ass for.
I saw somebody tweet and was like, "Yeah, Bronny's rolling his last blunt right now."
I just saw that tweet right now. Actually,
those memes been hitting. They've been hitting.
It's just crazy. My favorite one from this series was the one because they took a picture of Jimmy Butler with Bronny, and Bronny's like, "Yeah, you gotta do what you did in Game 3 again."
Right. That's funny as hell, man. Honestly, the meme's always hitting. The other thing I noticed about that team, bro, is that team, like the Lakers team that won, has so many weird, like those personalities on that team.
Mhm.
Like they literally have a lineup that could be called the meme team, straight up. Like that's a thing.
Kyle Kuzma, Rajon Rondo,
You got JaVale,
AD,
goofy ass man, Dion
JaVale.
Waiters. He could be
Yep,
stoned off his
there's your
money.
five. There's your meme team
You
five.
didn't even mention JR, man. Like
Oh
anything
Jesus!
possible, man. Like,
Hey, Jr. was shirtless like right afterwards. So oh no,
right, hey. Seaman Demon has entered the chat, man.
I've had a little bit to drink, had to break the seal, but you know what came out of the bathroom? The fucking Seaman Demon.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby.
I'm just way too hyped at this point. LeBron won his 4th championship, his 4th Finals MVP with 3 different teams, demanding his damn respect. In
put some
AD,
respect on his motherfucking name.
and this isn't even the end. It's not the beginning of the end. Like AD said, he wants to win the next 9 damn championships with LeBron. And people are like, I don't see LeBron playing 9 more seasons. I do.
The way that man takes care of his body.
Until he's 45, and I see him going to.
Oh, dude.
I see him going to the finals all 9 years. When he retires, he'll be in the finals more than any other player. He won't have.
I mean, he's almost there. I mean, Bill Russell's got like the 11 or 12, and LeBron's
yeah, 11 or 12.
There knocking at
There's
the
no
door.
reason he's going to stop, especially with Anthony Davis. That's another top 5 player on this earth.
Yeah.
That's the best player LeBron's ever played with. If we're talking like pound for pound, like D Wade would be the close second, but AD is different, man.
I would say Kyrie second, because when he got to D Wade was on his downslide.
I think that's that Cavs fan in you, and it's okay. But,
I literally say this because D Wade was on his downslide most of those 4 years in Miami. The only year you could say D Wade was the best player with LeBron was that first year, while they were still trying to figure things out. But second year,
I feel it.
Second year, no. So
maybe
I would not agree, but I see your point.
I'm not going to agree either. I don't think Kyrie was ever on the same level as D Wade.
And I don't mean that with disrespect to Kyrie in any way. Kyrie, that's
what Kyrie did in the 2016.
Who put up 40 with his teammate? Just got to say that.
No,
trust me, I feel you. That man, Lord knows that title. Like
that
Kyrie,
title, yeah. What Kyrie did that year is special. But is he ever going to match that? Even with KD, no.
But Dwayne Wade is like legitimately what, 3rd, 4th best shooting guard to touch the floor all time. Like that's a bad man. Kyrie, obviously, we'll see what he becomes in his career and everything like that. But I don't know if he's going to reach quite that.
He'll be top 20, 25. That's probably it.
Yeah. But yeah, I see LeBron playing another 9 years. I see him three-peating. I see him finishing with. I'm going to be bold. 7 rings.
Oh, okay, there you go. Look at that.
Maybe that'll get the Jordan fuckboys to shut up. Ooh, did I say that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, if he gets more rings than him, I don't know what kind of case you're going to have after that.
Even when he passes, it was Bill Russell, right, with 11 final strips.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know how you wouldn't call him the GOAT after 11 final strips.
I think the toughest thing about that debate, and I know we're all falling on the LeBron side here, is that honestly, like when you look at Jordan, those 2 years he did not play, and you can count the year he came back midway because he had a baseball body. Like my man was not built to be playing basketball deep into the season and everything like that. But like he probably would have won 8 straight titles if he had kept playing basketball, bro. I'm going to be completely honest with you, and that's absolutely insane. Like I will concede that, which that's a what if, obviously. Not something you need to put concrete.
Yeah, Bill Russell has 12 appearances, 11 wins.
There you go.
Okay.
Bill Russell was just out here getting to them Larry O'Brien trophies, man. Yeah, no.
Repeat, bro. I'm a Lakers fan, and I don't see that.
How do you see that?
Take it from me as someone who used to have to bet against LeBron because my team was playing him. Never wise to bet against the man, especially not when he has Anthony Davis on the squad.
The Eastern Conference Finals will probably be the Nets, and if
Celtics.
Giannis re-signs with the Bucks, it'll be the
Oh no,
Bucks.
he's still got one more year regardless. There.
Oh yeah. Well, if he's not traded
Yeah.
to the Warriors,
I think it's
mean,
Celtics and Nets.
If y'all think the Bucks are getting there, man, the Bucks do not do a damn thing involving the finals until they get somebody who can get a bucket that is not named Giannis on their own. And I'm not talking Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton is the shooter at the end of the day. He's a damn good one, but
Acetone, I agree with you. I said they might get 2. I'm not on the 3-peat train, but hey,
they're
it is what it is.
three-peating. They're three-peating. Because out of the next 2 years, either Kyrie or KD is going to get injured.
Or both. Let's be honest.
Or both. Neither one of them is going to play a full season. Neither one of them is going to play a full playoff run or a finals run. And that's going to be their biggest hurdle. And, I mean, with LeBron and AD and the team they have and whoever they add, they're just going to run through. And I don't care what you say about the Clippers. The Clippers aren't going to match LeBron ever.
No,
the man conquered the West, man. That was always the big argument. He walks to the finals in the East. You put him in the West during a pandemic and a bubble, man, still got it done like clockwork.
Yeah, and see, that's what I love. People are like, this man can never do this out West.
Right.
Well, he just did.
Just did it, He ran into a certified card-carrying member of the Bucket Getters and Jamal Murray. They handled that real quick. Wasn't nothing. You know what I mean? Got to the finals. They had a good, solid team to play against. No one expected the Heat to win this or anything like that. But
and Acetone, you have Ace Stone 8. You have a really good point. Like AD needs to be durable. He has been at times undurable. He has a lingering injury. He had a lingering injury throughout the playoffs, but at the same time, if it was a lingering injury, he didn't miss a game. He played through the pain, and that's important. That's durability. So
yeah, and he's never been with a player who has maintained health and fitness like AD or like LeBron. LeBron can help him rehabilitate, can help him push through injuries, work out, keep his body fit, keep his mind fit. Like AD being with LeBron, they are going to be unstoppable.
Yeah.
It's another absolutely
Injuries aren't going to matter.
Insane facet of LeBron's career is that he's really never been seriously injured or anything.
He had a groin strain last year.
As much as my man plays, my man has played 260 playoff games on top of the regular season every season. And what was his most notable injury? His shoulder in Cleveland. That was the groin last year.
The groin last year, probably.
And then he got hit in the face once and wore a mask and put 60 on people in Miami, and that was.
And then I think it was his last year with the Cavs. He
broke his hand in the finals.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't blame him for that though, man. He deserved losing that game.
And he was still putting up unbelievable numbers with a broken hand.
Yeah.
Nobody knew until the last
game.
I'll still die on that hill that first finals game in 2018 is his most impressive basketball game I've ever seen. I'll die on that hill. That was just sheer will. My man really just carried the squad, and then JR forgot what the score was, and it happened. But go up, hell yeah. The Steven Demon getting to it, man. You love it.
He's making his Dugarita. But no, we are missing an important fact here, and that is the fact that the Lakers are now tied with the Celtics for the most championships in NBA franchise history.
Hell yeah. It's impressive fact, man.
I would love to have nothing more than to that tie be broken with a Lakers-Celtics finals next season.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
I'll be honest, I can't see a goddamn thing with these glasses on.
The aesthetic is going crazy, though, honestly. Well worth the lack of vision. But yeah, that would be fitting if it was broken. The tie was broken with a Lakers Celtics final. That would be quite the storyline. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I do want to see LeBron and I apologize for forgetting his name. What's his name on the Celtics?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum.
Yep.
I would love to see them duel in the finals.
I mean, you saw how great that duel was in Cleveland in Game 7 of 2018. It's just one of those things.
Yeah, even when they played this season, like their matchups were so good. They played twice?
Yeah,
the matchups, and they were both like must-see games. Yeah. Like they were so good.
Man, there's no doubt about that. That man's going places. That team won't be going anywhere. I'll tell you that. And then isn't Doc the 76ers coach already? Didn't he already sign on as their coach?
Yeah, he already signed on as the 76ers coach.
What, 5 years, $8 million a year?
I think they need to work something with that team because I don't think you can go places with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. I don't know if they really work together personally. But
I think because Doc's talked about
trading Ben Simmons.
Well, not even that. He's called, even when he was on the Clippers, he said that can work. He said that is a Magic Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar type energy there.
Let's look at the teams he coached after the Celtics. You had Lob City on the Clippers.
Yeah.
No.
Didn't do anything besides a second round.
Got a feel for my man CP3, man.
I'm not saying he can win with them. I'm just saying I think
you had Kawhi, Paul George, Lou Will. You had an insane team. Nobody's doubting that. You got second rounded.
And I mean, in fairness to the Clippers, it was their first season, and this has been a little janky season. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. They definitely had the most talented roster in the league, and to not even make it to the conference finals was pitiful. Though I will fully say that up front. That's a massive failure.
I don't think Doc will do anything with the Sixers. It'll be the same thing. It'll be a second round trip.
No, and Ace Stone, completely agree. He is a high profile coach with an average pedigree. He gets by on that one ring.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, hey, what can you do? But I do want to say this. I am very curious as to what this Lakers ring looks like. Because the Lakers, especially with the last two Kobe championships, have some of the most beautiful rings in NBA Finals histories.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll be gorgeous, honestly.
Yeah, you'll have KB on there somewhere.
I'm looking up ring 4.
Wouldn't necessarily surprise me.
Yeah, you'll have that KB they have on their jersey somewhere in there. It'll be something insane, something to do with 17 and maybe 8 and 24.
Yeah, so the 4th ring, here, I found a picture of all 5 of Kobe's rings.
Kobe?
So the 4th ring is the one that was designed to look like, let me share my screen. It was this one right here. It was designed, it had that slope and was designed to look like the Staples Center.
That's hard.
So, I mean, but my favorite, ring 5 is actually one of my favorite rings of all time in NBA history. So,
LeBron, have you seen my championship rings? There's one for each of these 5 delicious chocolate chip cookies.
Oh God, I forgot all about those. I miss those commercials.
The commercials, man. The GOAT commercials. No, none better. None better, man. I'll tell you that.
It's crazy. But I remember, here, I found a picture of the 2010 championship ring. I think this is the breakdown of it, actually. Yeah, so each ring for 2010 had a piece of the ball put into it.
That's hard.
So here, oops, wrong thing. Not sure, but yeah, the Lakers get intricate with their shit. Each ring is adorned with a piece of the actual ball used in Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Finals. The 2 Larry O'Brien trophies representing back-to-back titles. 16 oversized, round, brilliant white diamonds indicate the 16 champions. Each player is immortalized with
on there.
What?
That's crazy. Oh no, I was just reading ahead to the 3D model of their face on the ring.
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ!
Like,
just in case I forget what they look like. So no.
Yeah, like the things were fucking intricate.
Yeah, dude.
That's gonna be
That's
insane.
good.
Yeah.
So like I can only this was Kobe's last ring. I can only imagine what LeBron's first ring looks like.
Yeah.
All right, I ain't gonna lie. Like this is kind of the ring I wanted the Cavs to have, but I like how they did their own thing with the stones at the bottom of it. That was cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just glad that LeBron got the Cavs A ring, man. Who cares what it looks like?
Yep.
But that'll always be LeBron's most meaningful championship. You can tell.
Yeah,
That I will agree with. This is probably number 2.
Yeah, definitely number 2. Winning it for Kobe. I think Kobe would be proud. And I don't think they're gonna let up. I just really don't. I'm just so fucking stoked.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said earlier, man, betting against LeBron, you'll never catch me on that side again, brother. I'll tell you that. That's a bad man to bet against. He's gonna walk to the finals. It doesn't matter who's in his way, man. As long as AD's healthy, yeah. Like you said, the Ace Stone 8. Obviously, AD needs to be there, but the West isn't that easy, unfortunately. But
it's not. It wasn't a cakewalk, even in the bubble.
No. Under no circumstance.
Paul Pierce looked depressed during halftime tonight. That's all I can ever ask for.
I mean, yeah,
Paul Pierce is a hater little bitch. Paul Pierce thinks he's better than LeBron James, so fuck Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce a wild man for that. Paul Pierce a wild man. I feel like Paul Pierce has lost so much respect in the past 3 years, and he deserves it, to be honest with you. He's been talking reckless. the man was cold in his day, but
yeah,
he never checked LeBron. I'll tell you that. I don't
think LeBron would ever exit a game and be on a wheelchair for having to take a shit. I'll be quite honest. I don't see LeBron ever.
That is mad funny that's a thing. That is hilarious, dude. I would be so sick if that came out. If that was me, I'd be like, no, I blew out my knee. There's no way.
Yeah, blew out my.
No way.
I just had to take a shit.
I did not blow up the bathroom. I blew out my knee. Trust me, bro.
Bro, I may have to do LeBron for Halloween this year because I already got the hairline and the beard.
You don't have some respect for yourself, man. You better than that.
Trust me, my head shaved. Hold on. I actually did LeBron for Halloween. I don't know how.
Yeah, I got. I'm getting that LeBron hairline as well.
I'm dead.
Balding up here.
There you go. Hey, life comes at you fast, man.
It does.
Y'all deserve better.
My all the men in my family are bald, so you know what it is. But I hope Jeff Van Gundy gets a coaching job, so I don't ever have to hear him commentate ever again.
You know what, Van Gundy?
No, I fucking hate Jeff Van Fucky. That bald-headed showed. I can't wait to not hear him ever talk again.
Hey, man, I'll be honest with you. I like that team that calls the finals, honestly. I do want to take a pause here and say that the weirdest shit of all time ever said during a finals game was during that LeBron game that I mentioned as his greatest game. Whenever you watch highlights of that game, you get to hear Mark Jackson talking about how he would fuck LeBron's wife, and it's one of the weirdest things.
What?
Yeah, I remember that. He
goes, "Oh, Savannah James." He was like, "I'd knock her out of the park." I'm like, bro.
Yeah. I mean, everyone said that about Steph's wife and mom, so more about Steph's mom than his wife. So,
I mean, I guess that's it's just I don't know, man. Like that's a weird thing to say during a broadcast, my guy. You might want to hold that. But
yeah, I hear Jeff Van Gundy's name thrown around quite a bit for the Rockets coaching job and the Clippers coaching job. And I heard his name.
It's a Rockets job. Good luck with that, man. That's a messy ass roster.
I hope he gets something because I just don't want to hear him commentate ever again. He's so anti-LeBron.
No.
It-
You're
like,
not wrong.
it's just so annoying. Like, it was so biased the whole time. Like, I just couldn't hear it anymore. I know I'm biased. I'm LeBron all the way, but if the Heat won, I would have been like, Jimmy fought hard.
Jimmy buckets went in on him, man. That
Right.
like I said, man, that game 5 it was a game 7 atmosphere.
The
Man.
TNT crew is better than the ESPN ABC. Yeah, like I agree with you. I prefer watching the TNT crew.
If we could get a TNT finals, oof,
it would
that
never happen.
that would be a gift.
Here, Connor,
ABC's got long
found
money,
this shit.
Disney money, so that's not gonna happen. But
I may have to recreate this Halloween.
I'm dead. Hell yeah, killing him with LeBron. There you go. I like the Larry O'Brien trophy. Looking right.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Before we're going on an hour and a half. Before we go,
Yeah,
we all agree LeBron's the GOAT.
yes.
I would say LeBron is the greatest player. of all time.
Who do you want to see LeBron retire with the Lakers, or do you want to see him one last year with the Cavs?
I want to see a one-day contract with the Cavs.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Last game at the
I
Lakers.
think that's a guarantee. He's gonna sign and retire as a Cavalier. I think that's just a given.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler was worn down. I will give you that 100%.
Hey, that's Jimmy's whole career, man. I watched him try and kill this man in Chicago for real. So Jimmy's used to that. I agree, though.
But like
I mean,
that's what LeBron went through in his first trip with Cleveland, his last trip with Cleveland. It's just one of those things. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
There it is, man. But yeah, I would be dope to see LeBron play in Cleveland again, like legitimately play. I feel you. I think
I will
that's
say
what you're
this.
going for there essentially. You know what I mean? Like,
I wouldn't be mad if he legit is like, all right, I know I'm going to retire, but I want to play one last game in Cleveland. I will sign a one-day contract and play one day in Cleveland.
No.
I mean, that might be cool, but I think he'll sign a one and done, a 1 year and done for his final year. And I mean, honestly, depending on who they have, that's years and years from now.
He has made it.
He could take him. He could retire on a final strip. Honestly,
I think the only thing that would lead to that not happening is I still think the biggest motivating factor of him going to LA, obviously basketball plays a massive part in that, but is really just so LeBron can run his production company and do his thing.
Yeah,
that's why he's there.
He's got a ton of shit in production right now. I mean, he's still working on that.
Sign that deal with Universal.
Yeah, and he's still trying to get the rights to Friday the 13th. I mean,
so like, will LeBron leave Hollywood? Probably not.
Probably not. But it would be nice to see him one last year with the Cavs.
For sure, that'd be awesome. You already know.
So, I mean, he has made it known. He's like, I'd love to play with my son. So, with that in mind, wherever Bronny gets drafted, you could probably see him going there. So,
I believe it, man. Hopefully, Bronny gets to that level, man.
Yeah, but with that being said, I think this is it for the night. To anybody who hopped in and watched, thank you for watching. Thank you for celebrating Ring 17 with us, Ring 4 for LeBron. If you don't think he's the GOAT, I understand, but I'm going to heavily disagree with you. It's just one of those things. You don't end up top 10 in every category in playoff history and most likely NBA history when it's all said and done, and possibly be the number one scorer overall. So,
yeah. If you look at where his career's headed, man, he's going to be up there. Going to be top 10 in assists and rebounds.
I just want to go ahead and say to Taco Maniac, we already have enough hate going on right now. You don't have to be a fucking dick. I mean, we're just trying to talk about the championship. So just don't be a dick. It's not that hard.
I wasn't even acknowledging him, man. I'm just letting it be.
Have a good life. We're all about positivity, love. Yeah. It's an awesome thing to see, basically like an idol for everybody, like LeBron, win.
Yeah.
He's always been about positivity, and I think everybody can learn something from LeBron. Um,
LeBron James, man. His greatest legacy is off the court, man.
Yeah. So with that in mind, speak love, go LeBron, LeBron's GOAT, and have a good night, everyone. Peace.
Sir.